everyone, my name is Zed to the Beat and welcome back to Contradiction. Last episode we got a lot done. It was a very productive episode and we found a lot of contradictions. I can't remember if I showed it, but we progressed I think from like 40 something percent all the way to 78%. Guys, I think we're getting close to beating this game, but I should do a quick recap as I've done before. Firstly, we talked to Lisa, who was someone who went to Atlas and left with a demon inside her soul or something like that. Anyway, she fully believes that Atlas are no good. That she doesn't believe they're making slaves, she believes they're making demons. So clearly something otherworldly is going on within Atlas. Then we found a bunch of contradictions, both from Ryan and Paul. Before we noticed Simon dropping a couple things before entering his house. These few clues lead us to found. Along with this, we also heard the tail end of a conversation between Rebecca and Ryan about something to do with Simon. And these few clues led us to find a couple more contradictions from a few of our other suspects, which has led us to a very important moment. We have a code and a place to put that code in. And I want to know what the fuck is behind it, well, in the storage cupboard. So we're gonna hop straight into the game. Here is where we left off. We can now go up the stairs and go upstairs. Private. This is because dropped a business card. On the back of the business card, I believe, is a code that Simon had, which I think students got for this private area they weren't meant to have. Here we go. Alrighty, let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, I'm ready. I'm detectived up, ready to find some contradictions. Now, what is inside?
Welcome to the mirror room.
The mirror room.
This exercise is all about identifying the difference between the image one presents to the world and one's real self, which lies deep in our unconscious. As you move through the network of mirrors, practice seeing yourself as a stranger. The more you separate from your persona, the more aware you will become of your true desires and ambitions. Chant with us. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself.
This would have been a bitch to record.
This exercise involves the use of liberation masks. You have now completed Module 1. Module 2 covers boundary testing, threshold testing, and extreme testing. Please read the notes carefully before attempting the module.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna bitch start to film through all those mirrors. What the fuck? What kind of school is this? Okay, it looks like that's everything. So I believe we still have a lot of things to ask other people. So we might, I don't know, I guess head downstairs and start making the rounds, as I say. Oh, Ryan.
More questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with the mirror room?
Can you tell me what you know about the mirror room upstairs?
Oh, you found that then. Well, it's very similar to the costumes, Inspector. It's designed to help the students look at themselves differently.
And what do you do with the mirrors?
You look at yourself, Inspector. You look at yourself until you start seeing yourself as others do. And you don't see yourself as you do anymore. It really, the idea is that you can see yourself eventually any way you wish.
So why in a locked room?
To make sure you're not distracted, that's all.
How often is it used?
Not often, a few times a month. Some students find it useful, some don't.
It's certainly strange, Ryan. You've got to admit that it's a little weird. So who's next? It's been a little while since I played this. I really want to finish it. So who's next? Simon and Emma. That's it. There we go.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Emma, no, what haven't I asked Emma about? Okay, from here, let's go.
Did you know about Ryan Round's arthritis?
Arthritis? I didn't think Ryan had arthritis.
Okay.
Did you know about Simon's laptop being stolen?
Yeah, because it had all my college work on it. which I hadn't backed up or saved. Not that it mattered much, but I did buy a new one. And Simon uses it now, when I let him.
Yeah, boundaries, bitch. That sucks. Back up your backup
Do you
stuff,
know
guys.
about the mirror room at Atlas?
Mirror room. No, I heard about it, but I think it was only for the students later on in the course. Something like that.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I'm not too soft with Emma at the moment.
Thank you.
Now, Simon, where did I get to you? I asked about, I think it's just the mirror room.
Do you know about the mirror room at Atlas?
Yeah.
What's it used for?
Well, it's mainly for the auto-hypnosis module. You go in and you stare into the mirror and you go into a trance. Then when you're ready, you come back out.
So you just go in whenever you want to?
Oh, no. There's certain times when you're allowed in, and only they know the combinations anyway, so you can't really get in.
But you don't know the combination?
No.
Simon. Doesn't know the combination yet. Wrote a pin on the back of the card. Yeah.
So you didn't know the combination to the locked mirror room?
Nope.
Except you'd written it down, hadn't you?
Oh,
This is the combination
busted.
to the mirror room, Simon.
Oh, he's fucking
You
busted.
wrote. It isn't a pin, it's a combination.
Yeah.
You see, this sort of thing makes me suspicious, Simon. What were you doing in there that you didn't want anyone, including me, to find out?
It's
Oh, shit.
just part of the course, isn't it? I just wanted to go in there when I was ready.
On your own? You didn't give the number to anyone else?
No.
Simon, there was morphine kept in that room that might have played a part in Kate Vine's death. Did Kate have the number?
He knows shit.
Yes, okay.
Hey!
We both went in.
Together?
We were trying to outdo each other. We both tried some morphine.
What do you mean trying to outdo each other?
It's part of the course. To see how far you can push yourself. To see if you can do something you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah, she pushed herself a little too
When was
hard.
this?
A few months ago.
How often did you try it?
Only that once. I'd never do it again.
How about Kate?
I don't know. Sorry.
Whoa! 11 p.m. Woo! Okay.
So that's how Kate got the morphine. But what exactly does this testing involve? Could this have been what killed Kate? 11 o'clock. Just an hour left to solve this thing.
So I know that the game finishes at 12. I know that because the achievements, you get an achievement every time you complete an hour. But the question is, when you get to 12, is that the end of the game? Or is it then I gotta be 11 and then 12? This could be the end of it, guys. I had no idea 10 a.m. was so close to being done. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna check the hints, Haven't searched the woods in a while. And the skins haven't asked people. Okay. What I might do is I'm going to check the woods. Clearly there is something there to investigate. And then we're going to make the round. We're going to fully make the rounds. Let's do it. Let's investigate. Ooh, here we go. Guys, I'm so excited.
Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing.
What the
Keep
fuck?
pushing. You can push it all the way in, Tom, if you want to. Excellent, Tom.
Excuse me. Would someone care to tell me exactly what's going on here?
Don't come any closer.
That man needs a doctor.
No, he doesn't.
I don't need a doctor. I'm fine. Go away.
What is this?
A test.
Of what?
What does it look like? It's a threshold test. A pain threshold test. I thought, you were supposed to be good at working things out, Inspector Jenks.
And so this would be for Atlas, would it? Kyle?
You disappear now.
It's not a good idea to talk to a police inspector like that.
Do you want me to make you?
It's okay, Tom. Mr. Jenks won't be bothering us anymore.
Don't make any rash commitments.
Yeah, Alice is fucked. Like, I don't care what they're doing. That's fucked up. keys.
Well, well. You really should take more care of your things, Ryan. Need your keys, Kyle?
No.
Oh, you sneaky bitch. You sneaky,
So that's threshold
sneaky bitch.
testing, is it? Sticking a skewer through your hand? I could just ask Ryan or Paul directly about this, but I think I'll bide my time. See what I can do with this key fob first.
Okay, fair enough then. What do we reckon? I'm thinking maybe because car here, Rand, Ryan or something. I'm assuming maybe. What do we got? Key fob. Aha! Ooh. What's in the car? What's in the car, Jenks? It never feels like I have a break from this game. My excitement just keeps building up from the last part. A letter. A check.
Bingo. Well, Ryan, what have you been up to? Be very interesting to see how he explains this one.
Oh, get fucked. So much is fucking happening. All right, we're here. Oh. Was that guy from the start? That told us about, what was his name, James? The first kid who died. Interesting. Yeah, but let's go start asking questions, but there's nothing down here. No, I don't think so. Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. Class, shoes. Garb.
So James is interested in poppy pods, is he?
Poppy pods,
He's
okay.
got some explaining to do.
Okay, here we go.
What can you tell me about several boxes of dried poppy pods in the greenhouse back there?
Feel free to take some if you want.
What are they for, James?
Decoration? Why?
Decoration.
Bullshit.
It's a big market for them among the over 70s.
So what are you doing with them?
Selling them to grannies.
Okay, James, let's just cut to the chase. Are you extracting opium from them?
Me? I can honestly say I've never done anything like that, Inspector.
Sure about that?
Scout's honour.
And who was the guy delivering them?
A friend. Someone gave them to him. He asked me if I wanted them. I said I'd have a look and see if I liked them.
You just thought you'd have a look? No particular reason?
I'm a plant scientist, that's what I do.
Have you ever sold them to anyone else?
I only got them a few minutes ago.
In the past. You know Kate's body had opium in the blood when it was found?
No, I didn't. Hey, that's nothing to do with me.
Let's hope not.
You don't sound confident there, my friend. You don't sound confident.
Thank you.
Alrighty, who's up next on the chopping block? I believe it is Paul. Paul needs to be questioned. I don't know why it says behind Brandon's house.
things,
There might be
please.
just be a I don't know. Hang on. Where have I got to? Ryan's arthritis. Okay, here we go.
When did Ryan begin to suffer from arthritis?
Ryan doesn't suffer from arthritis.
Really?
The only thing that Ryan suffers from is a pathetic inability to deal with any kind of discomfort. He pulled his back sometime last year. Since then, he's going around telling everybody he suffers from arthritis.
I thought he had medication for it.
Oh, he only has medication because his GP, who is almost as dysfunctional as he is, keeps prescribing it for him.
So you don't believe he really has arthritis?
Not at all.
Interesting. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
And what do you know about Simon's laptop being stolen from Atlas?
Oh, no, I wasn't happy about it.
What did you do about it?
Ryan paid a con man to install a complicated CCTV system at twice the price that it would probably have cost. Seemed to do the trick, though. We haven't had a theft since.
Okay, that's... Actually, they have CCTV. Wait, they have
Can you
CCTV?
tell me about the room with the mirrors at Atlas? The one with the combination lock?
How did you get in there?
I was given the code for the combination.
In-game and in here.
Right.
Well, nobody else is allowed to know the code, are they?
And not in theory.
So how is the room used on the course, then?
It's a meditation room where the students can reflect on themselves, literally.
And what about the CD?
Well, that helps too. It's part of the program.
So you send the students into the room, they put the CD on, they stare into the mirrors. And how long does this last for?
Until the CD finishes or they fall asleep. What else would you like to know?
Okay, fair enough. Don't just be cocky about it.
Now, why do you think Ryan might want to give Kate a cheque for £500?
I've really no idea. Where did you find it?
Just outside.
You better ask him.
You think Ryan was interested romantically in Kate?
I know he has a weakness for blondes, but I didn't think it had gone so far as his offering them cash.
Wasn't Kate brunette, though? Yeah, she's brunette. Okay. That's interesting.
What do you know about poppy pods?
Poppy pod?
Ever come across anyone selling them, using them?
No.
Fair enough. All right, I don't think there's anything there.
Probably be back later.
I think we're done with Paul. I think we're probably done. James definitely has a contradiction. I'm thinking. Show map, come on. Rebecca might? I don't know. Let's have a yabba with her. And see what she has to say for herself. Rebecca, I have a few more questions. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go.
Do you know anything about a locked room at Atlas with mirrors in it?
Not off the top of my head, no. I think that's a question for Ryan.
Okay, fair enough. Doesn't know, okay.
What do you know about poppy pods?
Go on.
Ever come across anyone trying to sell them or anything like that? Maybe even in here?
Not that I remember.
I'm a little sus about Rebecca, but considering
Thank
that
you.
there only
Probably
is an
be back
hour
later.
left, I think she might be... doesn't really have anything. Oh no. Simon and Emma also might be
Ask about a few more
done.
things, please.
Simon might have something. Anyway.
Strange question. Have you ever known of anyone selling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? Don't think so. Isn't that opium?
Kind of. It's okay.
Okay, yeah. I think
That's all for the moment,
Emma's
thank
done.
you.
I think currently we need to press Simon and Ryan.
Odd question, but have you ever seen anyone handling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? As in, for opium? No. Though James did have opium tea once, I think.
Where did he get it from?
I don't know. I didn't ask. James does his own thing.
What does opium tea taste like?
But I don't know. I didn't try it.
Really?
I didn't want to risk it, did I? But I went to hospital once. I had codeine and I went into anaphylactic shock. The doctor said it was an opium derivative, apparently, so...
I genuinely don't know who it could be. I don't think it's Emma. I feel like if Rebecca's involved, then it would be Ryan. She could be involved, but I don't think she's done it. It could be Simon. It could be James.
A couple more questions, if that's okay.
I'm really feeling like it is just honestly the Rands. But if it isn't them, I'm not sure who it is, and it will be an absolute fucking blindside.
Would you like to explain what this is, please, Ryan? £500 intended for Kate. It fell out of your car. At least I assume that's your car on the driveway at Brandon House.
I suppose so.
Okay, it is Brandon
Why
House.
are you going to give Kate
Oh, the house is called
£500,
Brandon House.
Ryan?
Gotcha.
It was just a little incentive, that's all. Just a little incentive.
Not very little, Ryan. £500.
She was A very good student. We heard that she was leaving. We wanted to give her something.
But you didn't.
Well, obviously not.
Are you sure there wasn't any other reason you might want to give her this? Personal reason?
No!
Well, I'd like to keep hold of this for a little while, if you don't mind.
Well, don't consider it a bribe, will you, Inspector?
Oh, no bribes here, Ryan. No bribes here. We find the truth. And we stole as I fix my mouse mat.
Know anything about poppy pods? Come across anyone selling them or anything?
Poppy pods? Well, don't tell anyone, Inspector, but I hear that you can make opium out of those. Why do you ask?
Doesn't matter.
Rightio then.
Probably be back later.
Sorry, I keep whacking my microphone. That's the rounds done. What do you reckon we do? Why are these not working? Okay, call the chief for an update. Gotcha. And then, I'm guessing, and it's back. No, forward. Let's do forward one more. And then I reckon we need to try and find a contradiction, which I'm feeling Ryan, Simon, or James will be our next contradiction havers. Chief, I'm nearly done.
Very much so, sir. An interesting discovery in Ryan's car. A cheque for £500 from Ryan made out to Kate.
Blimey, how does he explain that?
He said it was an incentive. Apparently he'd heard she was thinking of leaving the court.
What made her so special that they were willing to pay her to stay?
Just a good student, I suppose.
Nah, doesn't add up. £500 is a lot more than an incentive, Jex. You can buy questions in Parliament for that kind of money. Sounds pretty desperate. Keep on at Ryan about it. Oh, and get yourself another drink.
Another drink, thanks, Chief.
I'm having one. Right.
Okay, a drink? I don't know if that means something. I might just quickly head to Rebecca's pub, just in case it does. In case it leads to something. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay then. To find a contradiction, it might be one of the last ones. Hang on. Here we go. It's all about the drugs and the hallucinogenics and shit.
That's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're allergic to opiates, Simon. Opium. You didn't take the morphine at all, did you?
Well, no, I didn't. Kate did, though.
I thought you were trying to outdo each other. That was the point, wasn't it?
We weren't trying to outdo each other as such.
Are we going to get a confession?
Ryan wanted me to test Kate. To see how far she would go to be prime candidate.
What candidate?
Prime candidate. It means the best person in the group, basically.
Hence the £500?
But you do it in pairs. One person's the tester, it's me, and the other person's the...
victim?
Well, it's not like that. It's completely consensual. It's just boundary testing. Ryan wanted me to test Kate.
Forest?
Because they thought she was the best student.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I just did what I was told, okay?
Except you decided to give her morphine. To break the law.
Well, I can't change that now, can I? She didn't die of a morphine overdose, did she?
She died because she drowned. But she drowned for reasons that aren't clear.
Atlas seemed to have this all neatly worked out. If Simon's telling the truth, Atlas are lighting the fuse and then retiring to a safe distance, letting students test themselves and push themselves to their limits while avoiding all comeback. Is this what happened to Kate?
Shit. Essentially, yeah. I mean, they might not necessarily be making slaves or demons, but they are essentially putting things in students' heads that is irresponsible and dangerous, but because everything is technically acted out by the students, in a way, I guess, they are legally.
Do you know what a prime candidate is at Atlas?
Yes, it's what every student wants to be. It's the best student. Apparently you get a great high-paid job afterwards. I don't think that really happens, though.
Did you know anyone in the running to be prime candidate?
What, like Simon? I don't think they picked Simon, to be honest. Well, he's got too many morals, and you can't have both at Atlas.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Now, tell me what a prime candidate is.
You're learning a lot, aren't you, Inspector?
It's what I do.
Prime candidates are simply the best students, the ones with the most potential.
And what benefits do they get from that?
Well, they get the top job.
Which is?
Well, we have a deal with various multinationals. We train students to be exceptional, truly exceptional. And they get a wonderful top job. It's a very simple deal.
And how do you decide who the prime candidate is? Do you test students?
No.
Did you ever, say, ask Simon to test Kate, for instance?
Oh, you've actually been speaking to Simon, haven't you? I really wouldn't trust anything that Simon Thompson says. You know, he spent the best part of 2 months trying to undermine Kate. No. Now, Simon Thompson, it really isn't my place to speculate, but if you're looking for motives, Inspector, he certainly had a few motives. More than I.
A motive to kill her, do you mean?
Now, that's very interesting, Inspector. Well, that's up to you to decide.
Okay, I'm going to double check because I was going to keep telling myself check the hints, see if there is a contradiction. Okay, I'll just ask everyone else about the rest of it, and then we'll call. And my mouse is not working. The clicky isn't working sometimes. Anyway, I'll just make the rounds, call the chief, figure out the rest of this business.
If you don't mind. Do you know what a prime candidate is?
At Atlas, it's the best student.
And what does that mean?
It means they get a guaranteed job with a very good salary. Well, that's the idea anyway.
But?
Mostly they aren't up to it.
And what happens then?
They get sacked.
Maybe they're training for them to be CEOs because they don't have any morals. Please, healthcare, don't come for me.
Couple more questions, if that's okay.
Yes,
what
please.
are prime candidates?
The best of the bunch. The peaches.
And so what does it mean to be a prime candidate?
Success. We have a special relationship with many major international companies. We provide them with our best students. And they get an instant job.
And what do you get out of it?
Well, it's a little kickback. It's just business, Inspector.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Fair enough. Okay, James. And then we'll call the chief. And then we find a contradiction, is my bet. Let me crack this cake wide open.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Are you on the foot or something?
Thank
and
you.
he has nothing to ask about.
Later.
So we go back to call the chief. Which is on this road, I believe, anyway, so... Coolio. Jenks, back out into the street. We have some phone calls to make to the chief. Perhaps even the last one? Who knows? What words of wisdom can you impart on us, chiefy boy?
Jenks, tell me what you know first, but this time I've got something to tell you.
Really? Well, what I found out is that Simon was asked by Ryan to test Kate to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate.
Prime what?
Prime candidate. It's the best of the bunch, the best Atlas student. The prime candidate gets an instant job on a fantastic salary as soon as they leave the course.
And how do they work out who's the best of the bunch?
That's what I'm trying to work out.
Well, that's very interesting. I'll tell you what I know, shall I? That name they used to trade under, Third Eye. Turns out they were investigated 3 years ago over an allegation of physical abuse. Torture, Jenks. Witness had puncture marks through both her hands.
Like in the forest.
Atlas weren't charged?
There was nothing to charge them with. The witness inflicted the wounds herself. Witness said it was something called threshold testing, whatever that means. Go figure, as they say in America.
Can I ask the Rands about this?
Well, there's no point. They won't tell you anything, and it'll just put them on the defensive. Just keep chipping away at them. Try and find out what this testing involves. That's the best thing. Get something on them, and you'll be in a better position.
Right. Thank you, Chief.
Nearly there, Jenks.
Exactly what I was saying. They're essentially putting thoughts in people's heads and then saying, hey, we can't be charged because we never put the things to their hands. They did. Must be contradiction somewhere. Yeah, I thought so. Damn, some of these are getting really complicated. Like back in order hypnosis, students aren't coerced or bribed, but he was giving money to Kate. Explain that, Ryan.
Students aren't coerced or bribed in any way, except Kate.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You said you were going to give Kate the £500 as an incentive. That's coercion, isn't it?
I really don't think you could call it coercion, Inspector. It was an incentive, that's all, a little encouragement.
So how often do you use incentives?
I don't know.
Okay, incentive is probably the wrong word. The money was just to see how Kate would respond. It was part of her assessment.
Assessment?
We have to assess students as they progress. We don't use conventional methods like sitting an exam or anything like that. People pay for this course per session. We have to know if they're committed or not.
So you're assessing their progress and testing their commitment?
Yes, we are. We have to. This is a business, not a charity.
So Ryan's claiming the money was part of Kate's assessment. And did this assessment also involve threshold testing, I wonder? Or was the money for something else?
Interesting. Very interesting. Is there another contradiction? I feel like... maybe called Chief or another contradiction. Alrighty. Aha! Students aren't tested, yet he was literally just talking about testing Kate.
Well, which one is it, Ryan? Do you test students or not?
Well, some of them, yes.
Including Kate?
Yes.
Why was she being tested?
She was being tested because we wanted to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate, okay?
So Kate was in the running to be prime candidate?
Yes!
And did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, I did. But I didn't ask him to do anything stupid. He knew it was against course rules.
How far did you ask him to push her?
I didn't ask him to push her. I asked him to test her. There's a huge difference.
Hey, the mic is peaking, the alcohol is
flying. If someone decided to give her too much caffeine or morphine or whatever, that's his responsibility. So if he did anything wrong, it was his own responsibility. He did it with his own mind and his own hand. We had nothing to do with it.
But, it is 12. We have one more hour.
Midnight. And still no suspect, unless you count everyone I've interviewed. It's no surprise that Ryan wants to avoid any suggestion of being responsible for Kate's death, but I wonder if the man protests just a little too much.
But this is the thing, is that he should have given her the morphine, but why would you have morphine available? I think it's not going to be Ryan or Rebecca or Paul, but they're all going to be involved, especially Ryan and Paul, especially probably Ryan, for negligence of some sort with the way they're running Atlas. But I reckon it's either James or Simon. That's my bet. I don't think it's Emma. I really think Emma's got the rough end of the stick in all this. I really don't think she's involved. Unless she fucking is, right? Then that's a full 360 that I wouldn't have expected. Alrighty, prime candidate Emma.
Do you know whether Kate was in the running to be prime candidate or not?
I don't, but I do think she would have been chosen just because she was, Kate.
You didn't discuss it with Kate?
No. No, she never talked about Atlas.
Okay, that could be a lie.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
But I'm going to look into it now.
How do you think you'd have reacted if you'd found out that Kate had been chosen to be prime candidate?
Was she?
I'm just asking how you think you'd react.
I don't know. I wouldn't react in any way, really. I'm not bothered. I don't think she was, though.
What makes you think that?
Well, it's just an impression I got. She's a bit flaky, to be honest. She's just not really prime candidate material.
I have a theory. Not necessarily that Ryan did kill Kate.
Be back later
Simon.
on, if that's okay.
But because Simon has too many morals, he wasn't in the running. But because he poured his heart and soul into Atlas and really wanted to get prime candidate for the job, maybe involved in killing, or could have killed Kate because she was in the running. Because as it sounds like, she was a bit of a bitch, and therefore probably had no morals,
questions, if you
and
don't
could have
mind.
been in the running for prime candidate.
Did you know Kate Vine was a prime candidate?
No.
Fair enough. Easy as.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
A couple more questions, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Was Kate a prime candidate?
Well, as Ryan has probably already told you, yes, she was.
Did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, it's company policy. Leaders don't get involved.
And it covers your back, of course.
Well, nobody knows the students better than they do, Inspector. It's much better to let them just work it out among themselves.
It isn't very professional to force students to test each other to the point where one of them gets killed, Paul.
We don't force students to do anything that they don't want to do, Inspector.
Yeah.
So you don't force them into being tested?
No, we don't encourage anybody to hurt or offend anybody else here.
You don't use threshold testing, for instance?
No. If Simon Thompson went too far with Kate, that's his responsibility, not ours. He's the one you should be speaking to, if truth be told. I don't trust him myself.
This whole thing, to me, just sounds like, yes, technically they want to test, they want to encourage and test, but essentially doing everything in their tracks to make it seem like it's the students' choices and the students' responsibility, when as a matter of fact, it is not. It's all done from the corrupted work of Atlas.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
God, it's all coming together. I love it. I love it. Alrighty, let's call the chief. Let's give the chief another call. It's the final hour, chief. Let's finish this. You've been here since 12. How long has this game been? 12 hours, technically, I guess.
Hello, Jenks. Yes, I'm still up. Thanks for asking.
Chief Ryan admitted that he asked Simon to test Kate to see if she was good enough to be prime candidate, but he's throwing it all back on Simon. Says it was up to Simon about how he went about testing her.
Bullshit.
What does Paul say?
He pretty much backs Ryan up. He claims they don't do any threshold testing.
Well, that's a load of horse droppings. He knows you're onto him, Jenks, which means you're getting somewhere at last. It's only taken you till midnight, but well done nonetheless. Listen, call me back. I'm watching an old movie that Christopher Lee's only just turned up, so I'll be here for another hour or so yet.
Okay, Chief. I'll call again.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, then. So I reckon we have a contradiction to find with Paul. So let's do it.
Ask you a couple.
Dude, I love how difficult the contradictions are getting further into the game.
You don't endorse threshold testing, that's the phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
Except you do, Paul, because you told me that the students use that CD in the mirror room. I've listened to that CD, and it very clearly mentions threshold testing. You keep batting this away, Paul. We don't really use hypnosis. The students aren't really tested, but I am this close to launching a full-scale investigation.
Look, we get a kickback from these students, and they have to be exceptional. Of course we have to test them. That doesn't mean we do anything illegal. What do you think we do? Bump off the ones we don't like?
Well, that depends on how far you push them, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly don't kill them. Nobody here wanted Kate dead.
I'm sure they didn't. But what do you expect, Paul, when you put students under that much pressure?
She was a very, very valuable student. She was worth a lot to the business.
Really? And how much would that be?
Well, if you really want to know, 50 grand.
She was worth 50 grand?
Yes.
Fuck.
What, you were selling her?
Of course we were selling her. You don't get this, do you? We make perfect employees. Month after month. That's all we do.
What do you mean, perfect employees?
What big
They're making fights!
Inspector, more than anything else, is none of this altruistic, goody-goody crap. What we look for is people with ambition, no ethics. Push, greed is good, all right? We don't deal with all this comfort stuff. The survival of the fittest. That's all there is. There's no higher purpose, no big plan. There's nothing at the end of the rainbow, except what you have and you can enjoy in the here and now.
And what do you enjoy now, Paul?
You're gonna have to excuse me, Inspector. I'm a very busy man. I've got work to do.
I'll see myself out.
Shit. We are bang on the money. Hello, Ryan.
Shut the gate on your way out.
Oh, we are bang on the money. We are bang on the fucking money.
Oh, Jenks, you little slime.
He's doing his level best to shut this place down. Get rid of him.
He's a policeman. We can't just...
You sort this, Ryan. You man up and you sort it. Tonight.
Fuck. So everything's right. Everything is right.
That doesn't
Atlas.
sound good. Two totally morally bankrupt men are plotting to get rid of me. It's midnight. I don't have any backup, and I don't even have a mobile phone. This is potentially quite bad.
Yeah, Jenks.
What's Kyle got to do with it? I think I might make my way over to Atlas while Ryan isn't there. Maybe lock myself in.
Shit. Okay then. Yeah. Essentially, it's all right. What James and everything was saying is right. Third Eye started off as essentially building slaves to sell because of, you know, two greedy businessmen, and then they got caught, so they decided to relaunch Atlas, which is disguising it as a life skills course, but essentially, yeah, pushing students, but also making themselves not, I don't know, I can't remember what the word I'm thinking of here, but not responsible, not taking any responsibility for it, and putting it all on the students to essentially, yeah, once again, build morally corrupt people for morally corrupt businesses and sell them. Fucking hell. Okay. Final trip into the woods. Let's do it. Time to find what we need to find. Here we go. And then head to Atlas. Here he is again. What the
Prove to me that you're man enough to do this, Kyle, and then you can deal with that ridiculous police inspector.
What is this? What the hell? Scotland Yard, not hell. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Inspector. What are you doing here?
Inspecting? So, come on. Let's have it.
I don't think you'd understand, Inspector. The best thing that you can do is turn around, go away, and leave us to it.
Knife.
What?
That knife gives me a perfect right to stick my nose in, investigate, and interfere.
This is all part of the Atlas course. It's a physical
bullshit,
endurance
Ryan.
exercise.
Drop the knife.
Testing thresholds.
The knife, Kyle!
Kyle.
Drop it!
Drop it.
No, he's going to prepare the candidate. No morals.
Not looking 100% brilliant for you, Ryan.
Well, please, Inspector, you've poked your nose into Atlas's affairs enough times to know that imaginative flair is part of the course's success.
That's not...
Our lessons are reinforced by a unique emotional experience.
Terror?
It's an extremely evocative tool.
Well, it's a good job you're not in charge of the national curriculum.
Now look, Inspector, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're thinking. But believe me, Atlas had nothing to do with the deaths of those people.
Eyewitness account of a satanic sacrifice in the woods.
Shit.
That's not what we call circumstantial evidence, Ryan.
Simon. Now, I saw Simon walking home with Kate last Friday after the meeting. Now, Simon had some strange idea that he was in the running to become prime candidate. Well, a knob of butter has more chance of becoming prime minister. Oh, wait.
So are you telling me that
Simon killed her? Well, it seems reasonable. It's likely, isn't it?
any more likely than you, Ryan?
Pig! Hey, go Jax!
Police brutality.
Who's under the mask? Is it his girlfriend? What's his name? Carl's girlfriend that we saw earlier, I think.
You save someone from being sacrificed, and that's the thanks you get. If that wasn't an occult ceremony, I don't know what is. The Rands have been lying all along. But what's Simon going to say about Ryan's accusation?
To Simon, I guess. Guys, this is it. I'm not fucking ending this video yet, just yet.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
This would be, like, under any ordinary circumstances, this would be the perfect place to end this video, but I'm so close, I can feel it. I can feel it.
What would you say if I said it's been suggested that you were seen walking home with Kate after Atlas last Friday?
What? By who?
The same person who suggested that you wanted Kate out of the picture because you found out she was in the running to be prime candidate.
Who said that?
Just a question.
I didn't think I was in the running. It was Ryan, wasn't it?
I am in no position to say.
It was Ryan.
Simon, calm down.
No, I can prove it. Kate's driving license, give it to me.
Why?
Kate's driving license, please.
Oh.
See that pattern on the tape there?
What?
Let me show you something.
See, told you. Oh, sticky tape. Sorry, I'm making too much noise.
Pattern? Now look at that. It's the same pattern. This has come from the same roll of tape as this.
So?
So there's only one person that's taped like that. Ryan. He gave me this piece of tape when I was in his office once. Why has Kate's driving license got a piece of Ryan's tape on it?
I have no idea, Simon.
Where did you find it?
Oh, by the lake.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Ryan was testing her. He was doing a boundary test to see how much she would do, how far she would go to be a prime candidate. But it all went wrong. Okay. It's one of the things we do at the course, right? You give something that's important to you to someone else, then they go and hide it somewhere. It's to teach you to not be bothered when you lose something that's important to you, all right? Kate gives her driving license to Ryan. Ryan goes and hides it somewhere down the lake. Kate finds out, she goes down looking for it, probably drunk, and she falls in.
I'm afraid I find that a bit far-fetched, Simon.
It makes perfect sense if you know anything at all about how Atlas works.
But Simon, if you got the tape from Ryan, Kate could have got it from him.
He told me he doesn't lend it out.
He lent it to you.
But I didn't kill her! Do a lab test on the card. His DNA will be all over it.
And what if yours is all over it?
It won't be. I didn't kill her. I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. I need some painkillers.
He's going to Rebecca's. This is what Rebecca was telling Ryan to tell us about Simon. Painkillers. This is all gonna come to a foot.
Where did he go in such a hurry? Is he trying to act as suspiciously as possible?
He went to Rebecca's, he went to Rebecca's, he went to the pub, he went to the pub, he went to the pub. Go to the pub. Go to the restaurant. Come on, he's here. Damn it! I'm so close, I just want to figure out what's going on! Okay, it's telling me to make the rounds. Let's just make the rounds.
Have you seen patterned tape like this anywhere before?
Oh, Ryan's got some. I know because I borrowed it.
When was that?
A couple of months ago?
Have you still got it?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it since then.
Alrighty, James, what do you got to say?
Do you know how well Simon knew Kate?
Not really.
Did you ever see them together?
So why? Do you think he killed her?
I've no idea. Do you think he'd be capable of that?
Do you think we're all capable of it?
No, I don't.
Sure. So you'd never been in your police car responding to an incident, driven past school at high speed?
Dunno. Maybe.
Well, you've answered your own question then. When you've got a need and things get in your way, it's human nature to either ignore them or get rid of them. Any way you can. That's all murder is, isn't it?
Maybe you're right.
I think James knows he's definitely hasn't helped the scenario, even though he's against Atlas. Don't think he's
Ever
involved.
seen tape like this anywhere before?
Nah.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
I reckon the 3 rands have something to do about it. James knows, but he's not involved. Emma has unfortunately been swept up in it all. And Simon might have killed her.
Did Simon mention walking home with anyone after the meeting last Friday?
No, he just came home. Why?
He didn't mention walking home with Kate.
No, definitely not.
Okay, fair enough. I think Emma's done.
Have you seen this anywhere before?
I think we're done with Emma, realistically.
I've seen it somewhere, but can't remember. Sorry, no.
Fair enough. Alrighty, time to give the chief what I'm suspecting will be the final call. Come on, chief. What have you got to say? Took my fucking heart.
Just as it gets to the good bit, great. Go on, Jenks.
So, where to start? Paul admitted that they do use threshold testing. Apparently they get a wedge of cash from various companies in exchange for each prime candidate they produce.
Interesting.
Also, I met Ryan and some of his friends in the woods in the middle of some sort of occult ceremony. I have no idea what they were doing, but it did not look good. But Ryan insisted that Simon walked Kate home after the meeting last Friday. He's claiming Simon killed her.
And what does Simon say?
He doesn't agree, not surprisingly. He says it was Ryan, because of something to do with a piece of tape stuck to Kate's driving license, which Simon claims belonged to Ryan. Claims it was Ryan who was testing Kate by sticking the driving license to a tree in the woods in the dark and telling Kate to get it, knowing she'd fall in. And no, before you ask, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Right, so basically Simon says Ryan was testing her and Ryan says Simon was testing her. Well, either one of them is lying or neither of them are. And nobody was testing anybody.
I suppose that's always a possibility.
Wouldn't surprise me, Jenks. Well, I don't know. I can't help you. But you're as close as you're going to get. Just check everything that everyone's said. Go through everyone's statements. The answer's in there somewhere. Call me back when there's some good news, eh? Preferably a confession.
Well, if I can get one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chief.
Good night.
I think that was the last phone call. And I think this is going to be the final contradiction. So let's find it. Oh, 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 oh,
You last saw that sticky tape 2 months ago, is that correct?
Yes.
So how come you used it last week to tape over the broken window outside? That's the same tape.
Well, I must have been mistaken.
You see, the reason I'm asking is that it's exactly the same tape that was found attached to Kate's driving license.
Was it
found at the scene. The tape that only Ryan has. Ryan, and of course, you.
So what are you saying?
Who's got the tape now? Do you know where it is?
No. No, I don't know where it is. Why are you asking me about this tape?
Bullshit, I
You
think
seem nervous, Rebecca. Is there a problem?
Well, you're practically accusing me of having something to do with that woman's murder, aren't you?
I wasn't accusing you of anything, Rebecca. Unless there's something you'd like to tell me.
No, I wouldn't like to tell you anything.
Okay, well, that's fine. Obviously, we'll be swabbing everyone in the area for DNA, so if anything comes up on Kate's license, DNA traces.
What will come up? Nothing will come up. Right, I've had enough. I've got to get back.
Rebecca. Would you like to explain to me exactly what is going on?
Which bit? The fact that some leggy bitch was trying to steal my husband?
I think you had better tell me what you know, Rebecca.
Okay. You want to know what I know? Kate Vine seduced my husband and was going to blackmail him. Not only did she sleep with him, that whore did it just for his money, our money.
How did you work that out?
£500.
I heard her. I knew it was her arguing with Emma Bowman. Emma was trying to talk her out of it.
And how did she come to be at the lake?
She dropped that driving license thing when she came in. She was drunk. She dropped her bag. I took it out to the woods and stuck it over the lake. Then I waited for her. When she came out, I told her where it was, that someone had just run off into the woods with it.
You led her to a lake.
She was reaching out over the lake to get it. I didn't do anything. She just fell in.
But you let her drown.
It was dark. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't help her.
Really? Did you try, Rebecca?
Well, it was too late. She was just flapping about in the water. It was pathetic. She was making these gurgling sounds.
And what did you do?
I got a big stick. I just pushed her down with it until she stopped. Well, she was dead anyway. What did it matter?
You killed her, Rebecca.
She slept with my husband.
She didn't, Rebecca.
What do you mean?
Did.
You got the wrong girl.
Who? Emma. It was Emma.
Rebecca Rand, I am arresting you for the murder of Kate Vine. But anything you do say may be taken down and will be used in evidence against you.
Oh! That was the perfect twist. The perfect twist.
Yes.
So, it appears that Kate Vine's death was a tragic case of mistaken identity. But there are some loose threads here. What was Ryan doing with Kyle and that girl in the woods? What if I hadn't interrupted? And what really happened to Liam last year? It seems I've only scratched the surface of Atlas and the Rand business empire. Trying to find out about Paul Rand's past is like peering into dense fog. He gives nothing away and covers his tracks with military efficiency. However, what is known is that Paul Rand has a lot of connections in high places, politicians, celebrities, business leaders. Perhaps James Wilson's ideas weren't too wide of the mark after all. I get the feeling there's still a lot more to learn about the Rand business empire.
You're gonna have to excuse us. Atlas is closed for the moment, but we'll be open again very soon. Thank you for your interest.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, I need to stop for a second. That was so fun. Like I said a million times, I love a good whodunit. This story was so incredibly good. How it jumped from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And you could kind of tell like what was happening throughout the whole thing, but you still couldn't quite tell exactly what was happening and exactly who was the killer. And I think it's so interesting that definitely there's still so much story behind Ryan, Paul, and Atlas. This could definitely have a second installment. Definitely. This game came out 7 years ago, so I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen. Never mind, 2015. I thought it was 2018, so maybe it was 10 years ago. But yeah, that was so much fun. Very similar gameplay mechanics-wise to At Dead of Night. I can definitely see how this evolved, and I think refined its mechanic better for At Dead of Night. But still, At Dead of Night and Contradiction are now officially two of my favorite games of all time. I fucking loved the story, the intrigue. We hope you enjoyed playing Contradiction. This is an experimental independent game made by on a tiny budget. If you liked it, please leave a review of the game and make yourself heard. I will, because I want more Baggy Cat games, because this was incredible. I fucking loved it. I loved it That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Baggy Cat is an amazing developer. Tim Follen, Claire Follen, who I believe are the people behind Baggy Cat, have an incredible company that can tell really amazing stories in a really amazing, with a really amazing mechanic in a great way. Dead of Night was fucking amazing and the most terrifying horror game I've ever played. Contradiction was incredible. I loved it. That's it. I'm losing my mind. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you did enjoy, because I know I certainly did, and hope you'll enjoy going on this journey as much as I did. Watch my other videos, check it all out, have a good night, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.